Welcome to the HFT Stocks and Options Commentary. I'm Paulo Navarro. Today is Tuesday, February 19, 2013. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at 1,022. Nasdaq advanced decline differential closed at 850. We had 100 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and no new 52-week lows. For the volatility index, the dollar-weighted put-call ratio for the VIX on March, we get a very bullish reading of 5.32 with 55% of the total premiums paid. For April, May, June, and July, all of them were neutral readings. The important ones was April with 18% of the total premiums paid, May with 12, and June with 11. Here we have the daily chart for SPX. We're making a new high here, 1530.94. We were up almost 0.75% today. Very nice here day overall for the markets. Important to take here, we are still on red here for the CI, but flat, which is nothing. Maybe we're looking for touching positive 3 sigma for our top 1541. I'm in neutral camp right now, as I've talked about it on Thursday and Friday. Very neutral here on the market overall, but maybe we're going to look at 1541 as our next target on the upside. For the Qs, important action here today. We broke the support, the resistance we talked about, and we were able to close above that level. Our target was 68.25. We hit it intraday. We closed at 68.24. I want to see some continuation tomorrow going higher. For IWM, we're pretty close to getting to positive 3 sigma. That's going to be important. Let's see if we're able to get there. If we get there, I'm expecting a couple of days of follow through, and then after that, maybe a pullback. But from now, here we've got pretty bullish action. We've continued to follow up, and this has been a market leader overall. For the trans index, here that we have the transportation index, we have a new all-time high, reaching almost 3 sigma. This has been another that's been a market leader overall. It's leading the market here as it trades higher. We had a 6,000 mark. We touched it. We broke out today. I'm looking here for a pullback, maybe neutral here, take some profits off. We've been bullish on this trans index for a while now, and we're almost at positive 3 sigma. For GLD, we were bearish on GLD. We broke down last week. You can see here the charts broken down. I'm looking on any pop to start shorting again. GLD, as we've mentioned, the targets for the downside that I'm looking are 53.70, 153.70. That's going to be the first one. The second one is 152.15 and then 151.70. Those are the targets I'm looking at. This downward trend line, it's going to act as resistance on the top side. I would try to trade against that down. SLV, same for SLV here. We broke the 200-day moving average last week. We continue to fall. We have some continuation this week. We broke the January and December's lows we had here. I'm looking for lower prices. I'm looking for 27.30, 27.50 as my next target on SLV. For Netflix, here we have it. We've been talking about the 200 level for a while now, almost since the earnings came out, and now we are at 195.8. Pretty close there. Let's look for higher prices here. I'm still looking for 200. Once we get there, we'll look for the next target on Netflix. Pretty strong market leader overall since earnings came out. Apple today here, we were down a little intraday, and after market's up a bit, but we were down like 0.11% on 0.17. We closed barely at where we started. The important thing was it was able to come back. I was looking for some buyers there. We got some buyers. I'm looking tomorrow for a follow through and closing above 465, 466. That's going to be important for me tomorrow to see that we are getting some momentum to the upside here and making a higher low. This would be the third higher low here, and this one would be the third. Also, after that, I would want to see a higher high, looking maybe for the 499 level, a test of the 50-day moving average. So let's take it for tomorrow, and then we'll look for higher targets. On Google, here we have Google up 1.66% for the day, breaking the 800 level we talked about, new high for the year. Here we have it. I would take a profit on Google. It's probably going to stay around this 800 for a while now, but who knows? It's been pretty strong here, going higher and higher, but at least have some stops ready for Google. And the last chart we're gonna look at is Amazon. Here we have it. It's up 1.75%. I'm looking for higher prices. As we mentioned last week, we got a nice bounce of this upward trend line. I'm looking for a test of this all-time high we made prior to earnings. So keep an eye on that 280s level. That's gonna be the target I'm looking for.